you hold that up there and take that up. You think it's too loud?
I said, it's not too loud, is it?
No. Here we go again. Let's see. That thing should be moving someplace. Yeah, there we are. Now I wonder if we didn't have that too loud, huh? That's the way it works. Supposed to, anyway. Could be. Now, let's see. What'll that take? About an hour or so?
From the Letterman, we go to Sunny Night.
Loving you is all I crave, and if you let me, pretty baby, I'll be your slave. If you want this love of mine, baby, come on and get it. If you should fall in love with me, I'll bet you never regret it. Not a thing I wouldn't do. I'd do anything just for you. Just let me know that you're really mine, because I want to love you till the end of time. Not a thing I wouldn't do. I'd do anything just for you. Just let me know that you're really mine, because I want to love you till the end of time. I just want to make love to you, baby.
Is a presentation of the KONG Sports Department. KONG, your spot for sports throughout the Central Valley, with coverage of the big sports happenings and sports news throughout each broadcast day from here at home and around the nation. Now, KONG Sports is on the air.
Good afternoon, sports fans. This is Mike Kermar at McFarland, California, getting ready to bring you what should be the exciting game and the top game in the Central Sierra League this weekend, the game between the Woodlake Tigers and the McFarland Cougars. And so far, entering tonight's game, both teams have a record of 3-0 in league play, and the winner of tonight's game will possibly come home to win the league title. We'd like to mention that today's broadcast, this will be broadcast at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the following merchants of Woodlake: Jim's Richfield, the Woodlake Hardware, the Diamond Market, Rusty's Drive-In, Grower Supply, and Davis Propane Company, and we'll be telling you a lot about those fine folks throughout the football game. Right now, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the home team, the McFarland High School Cougars. And the way they've been handed to us is like this. The starting center tonight for McFarland will be Neil Miller. At the left guard spot, Clinton Schick. At right tackle, Ted Pruitt. At the left end, Bill Buckroff. At the right end will be Norman Brown. At left tackle spot, Paul Merrican. And at the right guard, Jack Raymond. In the backfield tonight for the Cougars, starting at the quarterback spot will be Dennis Beeson. The left half, James Eaton. The fullback, Dennis Bean. And at the right halfback spot will be Cecil Moreland. This football game is still a few moments from getting underway, and we'll be back with the starting lineup for the Woodlake Tigers immediately after this announcement from Jim's Richfield.
For the Thompson Car Care and Service, see Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake. At Jim's, you'll get complete car care service. And right now is a good time to stop by Jim's Richfield and let them check your cooling system for the oncoming winter months. And add Prestone Antifreeze to your cooling system to protect your car's engine from freezing. Also, with the rainy and icy weather, it would be a good idea while you're in there to let them check your brakes and make sure that they're in proper working order. Yes, Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake is the place to go for car care. And at Jim's, you can surround your family with tire safety with famous Goodyear tires and ensure electrical dependability with a Delco battery. Jim's also does expert lubrication on any make of car, fast, efficient. For free pickup and delivery of your car, just call 564-2585. And watch for the grand opening of the all-new, larger station in the same location to serve you even better. That's Jim's Richfield Service in Woodlake.
And now for the Woodlake Tigers, the starting lineup tonight. At the left end spot, Brian Whitten. At the left tackle spot, Gary Hagar. Starting at left guard tonight will be Sam Freeman. In the center, Ken Tsukamoto. Starting at right guard, Jim Quist. At the right tackle spot, Louis Solano. And at right end tonight, Harley Dodd. In the backfield for the Tigers, the starting quarterback will be Bill Richards. At the left halfback spot, possibly the ace of the team, Bobby Garcia. At the right halfback spot will be Larry Vasquez. And at the fullback spot, Ronnie Waddle. So you have the starting lineups now for the two teams. We might mention that this is homecoming game, and the game will get underway in just a moment after this message from Woodlake Hardware.
At Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake, you'll find everything, and I mean everything. Right now at the Woodlake Hardware, you'll find orange bags and clippers, sturdy bags that will really hold up. And you'll also find heating equipment at Woodlake Hardware. And Christmas is coming up pretty fast. It's time to start checking off the friends and relatives on your shopping list. And the easiest way to do it is to stop in at the Woodlake Hardware and just browse through their gift department. You'll find something for everyone. And you might also check the Woodlake Hardware Furniture Department for that extra special name on your list. And for the hunters, or just anyone who likes warm, dry feet on these winter days, take a look at the insulated boots at Woodlake Hardware. Either rubber or leather. And they're the kind that'll really keep the cold and wet out and the feet warm. Also on the hunting line, you'll find a beautiful new Remington 12-gauge shotgun. It's a 30-inch barrel with a full choke. And its regular price is $122.95. But right now, it's on sale at $104. That's at the Woodlake Hardware, one of the fine sponsors of today's game. The Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake.
And now this football game will get underway in just a moment. First, our national anthem. national anthem. Just a moment ago, the captains of the two teams were out on the middle of the field with the officials, and Woodlake won the toss. Woodlake will receive to start the football game. Woodlake will be defending the goal to the south. That is the goal down to our right, while the McFarland Cougars, the home team, will be defending the goal to our left. That's the goal down to the north. We're on the west side of the field. The Woodlake rooting section is across the way, and right here at our press box on the same level with it is the band from McFarland. So we'll probably have quite a bit of noise interference tonight, or rather this afternoon, but we hope you can hear us over the noise. Right now they're giving the starting lineups for the McFarland Cougars, and we'll repeat what we gave just a moment ago. Arnold Kennemer does most of the kicking off for the McFarland team. He's out there now spotting the ball down on the 50-yard line, and the Woodlake Tigers are huddling down around the 30-yard line. They have not gone out into receiving formation as yet, but they'll be out there in just a moment, and this football game will get underway. Before the game actually starts, though, we'd like to remind you or tell you that the Woodlake B team here just a few moments ago defeated the McFarland B team by a score of 27-0. That was 27 for the Woodlake B team and nothing for the McFarland B team. And now the Tigers are out on the field, and they're sending three men back in as deep safeties. Number 11, Bobby Garcia, is one of the boys back there. Number 42, Larry Jaquez, is on the near side. Garcia's in the middle. And there's a kick, and end over end going down. It lands on about the 20. Garcia picks it up, starts to the near side of the field, jumps, throws a pass far across field to Jaquez. He drops the football. There's a scramble on the 20-yard line, and it's a McFarland recovery. One of the very odd plays that we have seen so far this year. That was Mike Sawyer of McFarland who fell on that football. So McFarland now, in a very quick change of pace, takes over. 1st and 10 to go, and the ball is on the McFarland 26-yard line. 1st and goal to go for McFarland. As the Farland Cougars come out of the huddle, they have Denny Beeson in the quarterback spot. Beeson takes it, pitches to Bean. Bean is hit, breaks away, and then he's hit again and thrown for a loss by Bean was tossed that time back on about the 30-yard line for a big loss of at least 5 or 6 yards. Breaking through there to bring him down for the Woodlake Tigers was number 75, Harley Dodd. So it'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go now for McFarland. Rather, 2nd and about 16 yards to go for the Cougars. As they come out of their huddle, they split the right end out about 10 yards this time. The quarterback is Beeson. Beeson takes the snap this time, hands it off to fullback again. That was Bean right into the middle of the line, and he ran into a wall of Woodlake tacklers. Leading the parade in there was Rex Chisholm of Woodlake. Also in on the tackle for the Tigers was number 33, and that is Gary Waddle. I think correction on that. It was Jim. I'll have to get this thing up here in the light. 3rd down. And before the ball's a snap, one of the Woodlake boys jumped off sides, and it's going to be a penalty, I'm sure, against the Woodlake Tigers. We think the offside penalty will be signaled against Woodlake, a 5-yard penalty, and no doubt about it, McFarland will accept this penalty. We're in the opening minutes of the football game here. A very odd play on the opening kickoff, as the kickoff was taken by Bobby Garcia of Woodlake. He started to the far side of the field, then jumped in the air, threw a pass far across field, intended for Jaquez, and Jaquez dropped the football, and Mike Sawyer of McFarland fell on it. So McFarland here has possession of the football in the early moments of the game. Going into the lineup now is Darrell Bowman for McFarland. Coming out at the quarterback spot will be Denny Beeson. It'll be 3rd down for the McFarland Cougars. They haven't marked off the penalty as yet. Still waiting for the officials out there to give that official signal and start marking off the penalty. I don't know why they're way back here on the about the 37-yard line or 38-yard line. A personal foul occurred back on the 37-yard line, and that personal foul was against Woodlake. So that is going to move the ball back to just about the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 10 yards to go. The down will remain the same. 3rd down, 10 yards to go for the Cougars. As they come out of their huddle now, they have their new quarterback in there, Darrell Bowman, Bowman takes the snap. Bowman gives it this time to Bean. Bean turns the right end. He gets the block. He gets down to the 10 and inside the 10-yard line before he is pulled down. Denny Bean on a nice run that time, using his blockers very well. Moved the ball deep into Woodlake territory, where number 71, Rex Chisholm, was in on the tackle, and I also believe that Bobby Garcia came up from his linebacking spot to bring down the ball carrier. But it's first down for the boys from McFarland, and we're trying to pick out that line marker down there looks from here like about 10 yards to go. This time carrying the football is James Eaton. Eaton hit and throwing for a loss, is breaking through for the Woodlake team was number 44 to bring him down, and we'll pick out his name here in just a moment. But it is another loss of about 5 yards, and the Woodlake forward wall seems to be hitting in there very hard right now, and charging just a moment ago. They were offside, but then they also committed a personal foul, and that, of course, was the bigger penalty. That was Julio Lucas who led the team that time in there on that charge. Bowman takes the snap again, fumbles the football. He falls on it. I think he recovered his own football, but it's another loss this time against the McFarland Cougars. As a quarterback, Bowman took that snap, dropped it, and again, the forward wall of Woodlake in there very, very fast. Number 31 leading the tackle. That was Ronnie Waddle, who came up from his linebacking spot. So it's third down, still a lot of yards to go as the football goes back near the 20-yard line. There are no markers here at all. We'll have to guess at all the yard markings tonight. Now the new quarterback is back in there. Beeson rolls way back. He's throwing for a big loss. He was intending to pass. He couldn't find a receiver in time, and Jim Eskew, the big boy, playing the tackle spot right now, came in there, threw him down way back on the 30-yard line, and it'll be fourth down coming up, and plenty of yards to go. In fact, they had this ball at one time down on about the 5 or 6 yard line, so they'll have to go to the goal line. It's fourth and 30 yards to go now for the Cougars from McFarland. The Cougars this time, Kennemer is going back into punt formation, standing back on the 40-yard line in his own territory. He's going to punt, gets a high kick up in the air. It's going down, and it's going to be allowed to roll dead. One of the boys from McFarland, Mike Sawyer, in there to down it for the Cougars deep in Woodlake territory. But the Woodlake Tigers now will have their first opportunity to take over on offense as they send a few substitutes in there. Most of their boys play both ways. We notice Garcia, Waddle, and a lot of the boys, Jacquez in there, going both ways. So the Tigers take over now. First and 10 to score. No 7 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter of the game. Richards is in the quarterback spot. They're down at the south end of the field. Richard calls signals. Richard takes it this time, hands it off to the fullback, Waddle. He went in, and there's penalty markers all over the field. He picked up maybe a yard or two as Ray Fletcher was in there to make the tackle. But penalty markers are down, and they were right on that line of scrimmage. Let's see which team may have been offside. This series of down is starting on about the 5-yard line. The penalty has been refused. It's against Woodlake. Refused, so it brings up second down. Still 10 yards to go for the Tigers. Actually about 10 and a half. As the Tigers once more come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. This time the handoff goes to, looks like Waddle from here. Waddle right up the middle, then cuts toward the side, and he's hit and brought down by Denny Bean, linebacker, but not until he had picked up the first down, or awfully close to the first down. There's the signal, first and 10 to go. The ball is going to be spotted on the 20-yard line in that neighborhood, where it'll be first and 10 to go for Woodlake. The Tigers in their traveling uniforms tonight, white jerseys, white trousers with black helmets, and of course the McFarland Cougars have on their home jerseys. This time the handoff going to number 42, that's Jacquez carrying the football that time. Made no headway, about a half a yard as Kennemer on the left side of the Cougar line rolls up to meet him and bring him down. May have picked up half a yard. We'll still call it. Let's call it 9 yards to go. Jacquez is the ball carrier on that last play. Second down, 9 yards to go for the Tigers. Here in the opening minutes with about 6 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Richard, the quarterback for the Tigers. Richard takes it, gives it this time to the fullback, Waddle. Waddle tried to crack over between the right tackle and the right guard spot. Picks up yardage down to the 25-yard line where Jack Raymond, right guard defensively for the McFarland Cougars, brings him down. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. No score. Woodlake on their first attempt at moving this ball offensively. Third down, 5 yards to go. 3rd and 5 now for the Tigers. Ball's moving out here toward the center of the field where we can see it a little bit. Richard takes it. Richard pitches this time to Waddle. Waddle trying to run the end. He gets up about 2 yards, and he's hit and brought down by Ricky Elam, linebacker for McFarland. He picked up about 2 yards on the play, and that'll be all. It'll bring up 4th down for the Woodlake Tigers and possibly call for a punting situation because they are deep in their own territory. 4th down coming up, 1.5 yards to go for the Tigers. The ball is about on the 26-yard line, roughly. Benny Bean, rather. It's Denny Bean going back into a single safety now for Woodlake. Going back in punt formation is Richards, a quarterback for the Woodlake Tigers. He'll be standing back near his own 12-yard line. Gets a bad pass from center, but a nice kick this time, and it's going down. It's going to be taken on the 45-yard line by by Largent. Largent comes to the near side, gets down to the 40, the 35, and he's hit and brought down near the 30-yard line in Woodlake territory. Ronnie Largent carrying the football that time, as both he and Bing were back down to double safety, and he moved it down to the 30-yard line is where they're going to spot it. 30-yard line in Woodlake territory, and now let's see what McFarland can do. No score in the football game. As the Cougars come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage, splitting the left end, about 15 yards out. Beeman is a quarterback. Beeman calls signals. Waiting for the snap. Beeman gives it to Eaton. Eaton over the right side picks up 2 or 3 yards, and he is hit and brought down by the left side of the Woodlake line. Number 85 in there leading the play for the Woodlake boys, and that's Tim Baker, who's in there defensively for Woodlake. But it is a 2-yard gain carried by Eaton. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8 to go. The ball on the 28-yard line in Woodlake territory. Once more, the Cougars are set. The handoff this time to the left halfback as he plows over the left side of the line, picks up a lot of yardage, about 5 yards, carried by Ronnie Moreland. And Moreland did not make the 1st down. He'll be about 2 yards short. It'll be 3rd down coming up for McFarland. 2 yards to go. Ball on the 22-yard line. In Woodlake territory. Woodlake has that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-man line up there right now. And they have 2 linebackers that move in there very, very fast. The spin, the handoff to the fullback, Bean. Correction, that's Simmons carrying the football, who is in there at fullback now replacing Bean, and he picked up that 1st down and 1 yard or 2 to spare. Simmons just went in to replace Bean. Coming out now is Beeson. Going in is Bowman at the quarterback spot. 1st and 10 to go for McFarland. We'll try to pick out some of these line markers for you. It's close to the 15-yard line in Woodlake territory as Bowman, the quarterback, comes out. Bowman takes it, hands it off to the right halfback, Rayner, carrying the football this time. Again, it's all strictly a ground game at this point of the game. Both teams have been sticking to the ground, just trying to pick up those yardage, and they have been doing it. At the present moment, the 2 quarterbacks, Beeson and Bowman, are alternating plays. As now Bowman comes out, Beeson goes in for McFarland. 2nd down, a short 7 yards to go for McFarland. They have been alternating halfbacks too, so there's quite a bit of change in there at the present moment for McFarland. It's Beeson, the quarterback. A fumble in the backfield, a big pile-up, and that was Bean carrying the football. I think he recovered his own fumble as they had tangle out there. He did recover his own fumble and picked up about 1 yard on the play. But the handoff from Beeson to Bean that time, Bean fumbled. He was hit immediately by number 85, Tim Baker of Woodlake. But a half a yard gain on the play. 3rd down, let's call it a long 5 to go. 3rd and 5 to go for McFarland as they split their right end over to the near sideline. Quarterback calling signals Bowman. Bowman takes it, gives it to Bean. Bean cracks over the left side of the line, picks up a couple of more yards. I think it's short of the 1st down, although they're getting awfully deep there in Woodlake territory. In on the tackle that time was Richardson, quarterback, also in there defensively, and Brian Whitten of Woodlake. Arnold Kennemer going back into the backfield now for the at fullback spot. Arnold Kellemer, they tell me, is quite a kicker. He does the punting, the kicking off, and this may be a field goal attempt now as Kennemer going into the backfield for the McFarland Tigers. Timeout is called on the football field, and right now let's have this message from Diamond Market.
The complete one-stop food shop for your Woodlake area residents is Diamond's Market, where you can save money too. Now just listen to a few examples of the prices at Diamond's Market. Jerky's mayonnaise, a big 24 ounces for only 39 cents. Tuna, 5 cans for just $1. And of course at Diamond's, you'll find the best meat in the valley. They can give you special cuts, too. How about sirloin steak and T-bone? They're just 89 cents a pound. And here's something that's really great. Oklahoma-style homemade sausage, just 49 cents a pound. Diamond's, your friendly neighborhood market in Woodlake, is located at 324 East Antelope. Now, that's just a block east of the post office. And don't forget to register at Diamond's because they're giving away 10 Thanksgiving turkeys absolutely free. All you have to do is just drop your name in the box. Remember, that's Diamond's Market, 324 East Antelope, just a block east of the post office in Woodlake.
All right, Kennemer comes back out of the lineup now, so there'll be no field goal attempt. It's 4th down, about 3 yards to go. Waiting for the snap from center. Beeson takes it, gives it to the big fullback Simmons this time. Simmons, I think, makes that first down as he dives over the center of the line. A big pile up there is about 4 or 5 of the boys from Woodlake got underneath him. But his dive, I think, carried. We'll have to wait and call for them. May have to call for a measurement here. That ball is awfully close to the Woodlake goal line. There's the signal. They want a measurement right now. That was 4th down with about 2.5 to 3 yards to go for McFarland. And we'll have the measurement as the chain markers come out from the near sidelines to take the chain out there. McFarland sent in their ace kicker, Kennemer, but they called him out before the play started. There's the signal. 1st and goal to go. 1st and goal to go. The ball is inside the 10, closer to the 5-yard line. And no score in the football game yet. We have only 1 minute, 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter of the football game. McFarland threatening here. 4 downs to pick up, possibly 6 yards at the most. All set now. The handoff this, no. The keeper play that time by Bowman, the quarterback, as he rolled out. Looked like he had it off on a fake to one of the halfbacks, but he kept onto the football. And number 33 of Woodlake came charging in there to bring him down. And that was, we'll pick out his number here in just a moment. Anyway, number 33 came in to throw him for a slight loss back near the 10-yard line. That was Jim Eskew in there to make the tackle. A loss on the play. 1 minute, 16 seconds. Timeout called on the football field again. Just an official timeout. And the official says, come on, let's get the game going once more. That'll be 2nd down. Still less than 10 yards to go. McFarland in that T formation. Bowman the quarterback. Bowman fakes and hands it off to Bean. Bean into the end zone. Touchdown. Denny Bean carrying from about 7 yards out that time for the first 6 points of the football game. And McFarland leads here by a score of 6-0. Denny Bean, the ace fullback for McFarland, carrying that time on the pitch out from Beeson. And now we see if Kennemer goes back in there. Kennemer is in there to try for the point after touchdown. Arnold Kennemer holding will be Moreland. There's a snap. The ball's down. The boot is blocked. And crashing through there to block it down was Waddle, number 31 of Woodlake. So the score remains 6 for McFarland, nothing for Woodlake. And timeout now for a message from Rusty's Drive-In.
Say, just off Highway 63 in Woodlake, just off the main center of Woodlake, is a place called Rusty's. And believe me, you've never tasted better food. Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And it's quick, too. At Rusty's, you can have fried chicken in just 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes and you're tasting the best fried chicken ever. Or how about hamburgers? If you like hamburgers, you'll love Rusty's. And you'll also find the best shakes in the valley. That's at Rusty's in Woodlake. And say they have tacos, too, and these are delicious tacos. And they have chili dogs and barbecued beef sandwiches. Or how about shrimp in a basket? And how about a delicious Rusty's Chuck Wagon steak sandwich? It's really great. In fact, all the food at Rusty's is great. That's Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And that's in Woodlake. You can't miss it. It's just around the corner off Highway 63, right in downtown Woodlake. Treat the whole family this afternoon. Stop them by Rusty's. There's a good chance you'll see the football team there.
Getting ready now to start. Kennemer will kick off for McFarland, the deep men. Are Whitaker, Garcia, and Jackass. Whitaker, one of the short men comes up, gets it on the 25-yard line, moves it downfield to the That was Harley Dodd taking the football that time, moved it down across the 30 to about the 36-yard line. And he was tackled by Jack Raymond. Looked like Dodd went in there and sort of stole that football that time from Bobby Garcia. Garcia was all set to take that kick, but Dodd came out of nowhere, took it right out of his hands and moved it down to the 36-yard line where there's 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 1st and 10 to go now for the Woodlake Tigers as they have their offensive team in there. Waddle in the fullback spot along with Bobby Garcia. Richard's the quarterback. The other halfback is Jasquez. Richard takes it, spins this time, gives it to the second man, Garcia. He's hit right on the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a gain of 3 yards as James Eaton brought him down. Eaton grabbed him right around the shoestring that time and brought him down, but his forward motion did carry him up to the 38-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Only 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter of the football game. Again, the Tigers come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. 2 seconds remaining. See if they get this play off. They do not. The gun goes off. The first quarter is over, and the score is 6 for McFarland, nothing for Woodlake. And now a message from Growers Supply.
One of the fine sponsors in Woodlake bringing you this game this afternoon is the Woodlake Growers Supply. They have everything for the grower and the complete hardware department, too. All sorts of tools, hammers, saws, pliers, just about any tool you can name. And, of course, they have nails, nuts, and bolts, too. But the big item that really comes in handy this time of the year, chainsaws. Now, not just any chainsaw, but the Homelight chainsaw. You won't believe the speed with which these Homelight chainsaws can go through a cord of wood. And, of course, at Woodlake Growers Supply, they have just the right size chainsaw for your job. And if you already have a chainsaw, now's the time to have it checked and any worn parts replaced so it won't fail you this winter. At Woodlake Growers Supply, they have a complete repair service shop. And they also have a complete line of Purina feed, and they can deliver them right to your door. Remember, that's Woodlake Growers Supply, 174 East Naranjo in Woodlake.
You're listening to high school football, the rebroadcast of the Woodlake McFarland game on KONG AM and FM. Visalia.
Getting ready now to start the second quarter of the football game. Woodlake's ball. This time, Garcia has the ball. Carries, moves it down to the 40, the 45. He gets to the 48-yard line before he's brought down. Bobby Garcia started to the right that time, then reversed, headed to the far side of the field. Was hit and brought down by Mike Sawyer, but it is enough for the first down for Woodlake. Woodlake trailing 6-0 here in the opening seconds of the second quarter of the football game. This game coming to you over KONG, AM and FM in Visalia. 1st and 10 to go for the Tigers. They are just about 1 yard short of the 50-yard line. They're in their own territory. This time they have split their both halfbacks, and the snap this time goes to number 31, Waddle. He gets to the line of scrimmage. He's hit, moves forward a little bit, but I think his forward motion had stopped right on the line of scrimmage. He may have moved it up to the midfield stripe. He did, right on the 50-yard line, a gain of 1 yard, where it's 2nd down. Jack Raymond in there to bring him down. 2nd down, 9 yards to go for Woodlake. A lot of cheer and noise going up here from the McFarland fans right down below our press box as the Tigers come out of their huddle once more up to that line of scrimmage. Richards, quarterback, calling the signals. Waiting for the snap. He takes it. This time he holds on to the football, throws a pass far downfield. It's almost intercepted down there by the defender for McFarland. Looked like number 30. Well, get his name here. We don't have his number. But that pass was intended that time for number 75 of the Woodlake Tigers. And that was Harley Dodd, who was down on about the 20-yard line. Jumping up to bring it down was Linthicum, who was back there defending. Linthicum almost held onto that football, but not quite. Incompleted pass. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Richards, the quarterback, pitches this time to Jasquez. He gets a block. He moves down to the 45, close to the 45-yard line for about a 5-yard carry, and he's in on the far side of the field by Eaton. A 5-yard carry that time by Jasquez brings up 4th down with still 5 yards to go. Just a short 5 yards to go, but it's going to be a punt situation as Bean and Largent will go back in the double safety this time for the Cougars of McFarland. Bean and Largent, the two double safeties, but wait a minute, timeout called on the playing field. And while there is timeout, let's have this message from Davis Propane.
Propane is something that's very important this time of the year. And in most cases, when something goes wrong, you want and need service right now.
That's why you should get acquainted with Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers. With Davis Propane, you get fast service. Their trucks are radio dispatched, which saves a lot of wasted time running back and forth. It gets them to you right away. Davis Propane handles sales and service of all propane appliances. Stop by and take a look at some of the new propane appliances they have on hand, such as a day and night water heater, or for the outdoorsman, camping stoves with refillable propane tanks. The name for dependable sales and service in the Woodlake and Three Rivers area when it comes to propane is Davis Propane. Why don't you give them a call and have your equipment checked regularly, or just stop in and get acquainted. You'll be glad you did. Now remember, when trouble strikes, Davis can get there first with one of their radio dispatch trucks. Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers.
Time is back in now. 4th down, 5 yards to go. They're not in the punt formation out there. In motion goes Jack Ez. Richards, there's a pass over the center, complete this time to Dodd, and it's good for the 1st and 10 down on the 40-yard line. He moves forward to the 38 as Jack Raymond brings him down. But that pass complete to Harley Dodd on the 4th down. It was a gamble by Woodlake, but it was successful. So it'll be 1st and 10 to go now for Woodlake. They have Bobby Garcia has moved to the quarterback spot right now. We'll have to pick up his replacement. He was playing halfback. Now Richards is back in the quarterback spot. The handoff to Jack Ez. Hurdles a couple of tacklers as he moves the football to the 35-yard line. And forward motion carried him just across the 35 to the 34-yard line. It'll be 3rd down coming up. And about 5 yards to go. Ray Fletcher on the right side of the McFarland line in to make the tackle, that time on Jack Ez. 6-0 the score. McFarland on in front by virtue of a touchdown run by Denny Bean. All right, the Tigers are all set again. As they come out of their huddle, Richards this time fakes to one man, then gives it off to a new halfback who just went into the lineup. He picks up maybe a yard, or not too much more. Number 44 in there carrying the football. Fletcher is in on the tackle. And that was Lucas carrying the football that time for Woodlake. 3rd down, still about, that's right, 3rd down, about 3 yards to go. Jack Ez goes out of the lineup. This time the handoff goes to Waddle. Waddle picks up that 1st down as he found a hole over the right side. Moved the football down inside the 30. Arnold Kennemer, linebacker, brought him down. But it's 1st and 10 to go, and Woodlake now is starting to move. They have the ball inside the 30-yard line on the 28-yard line of McFarland. This quarter, Woodlake is driving to the south goal, 28 yards away from pay dirt right now. Dodd, the big end, is out there in the huddle with his back to us as they come out of that huddle up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 to go for the Tigers. Garcia moves into the quarterback spot. Waiting for the snap from center. A man in motion this time is 41. There's a pitch out to 41. Lucas, he runs wide to the right. He gets a couple of blocks, but he picks up several yards too before he is hit and brought down. That was Herndon, correction on that, who just went into the lineup carrying the football for Woodlake. Ricky Elam bringing him down for the McFarland Tigers. We've just been told that the touchdown run of Bean here, the only score in the football game, was his 17th touchdown of the season. 6-0, McFarland out in front. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Garcia the quarterback. Garcia takes it, rolls back, looks, he's being chased, gets the pass out into the flat, complete to Dodd. Dodd is hit immediately right about on the line of scrimmage. In fact, although he came far across the field, he may have lost a half a yard or so on the play as Lincecum was in there immediately to hit him the moment he took that football, and he did. He lost a yard on the play, so it'll be 9 yards to go now for the Woodlake Tigers. 9 yards to go. More substitutions going in for McFarland. Checking in now is Rick Carroll. Coming out of the lineup for the Cougars is number 32, and that's Fletcher. Fletcher limping out. He's evidently hurt his ankle for just a moment. 3rd down, 9 to go. Garcia again throws a pass far downfield. It's complete and is into the end zone for the touchdown. A beautiful pass that time by Garcia, and the ball was caught by number 21, and that was Brian Whitten, the big end. So it's 6 points all tied up. A pass from Garcia to Whitten, good for about 27 yards, and the score 6-6, all tied up. And now let's see what Woodlake attempts to do here on this conversion. They have Waddle still in the backfield. Jack Ez goes back in. Now Richards at quarterback. And in the halfback spot, there's a hand pitch out to Waddle. Waddle drives in for the point. Carrying that time was Waddle. Ronnie Waddle of Woodlake. So now the score is for the Woodlake Tigers 7, for McFarland 6. We're in the second quarter of the football game, 6 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. And before the Woodlake Tigers kick off to the McFarland Cougars, let's have this message from Jim's Richfield.
For the Thompson Car Care and Service, see Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake. At Jim's, you'll get complete car care service. And right now is a good time to stop by Jim's Richfield and let them check your cooling system for the oncoming winter months. And add Prestone Antifreeze to your cooling system to protect your car's engine from freezing. Also, with the rainy and icy weather, it would be a good idea while you're in there to let them check your brakes and make sure that they're in proper working order. Yes, Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake is the place to go for car care. And at Jim's, you can surround your family with tire safety with famous Goodyear tires and ensure electrical dependability with a Delco battery. Jim's also does expert lubrication on any make of car. Fast, efficient. For free pickup and delivery of your car, just call 564-2585. And watch for the grand opening of the all-new, larger station in the same location to serve you even better. That's Jim's Richfield Service in Woodlake.
All right, Kennemer getting ready now to kick off for the McFarland Cougars. A deep end are Largent and, or rather for Woodlake. There's a attempted offside kick that time. The football is taken by Elam up on the 30-yard line. He goes to the 40, goes down the 45, down to the midfield stripe, and across the 50-yard line, just barely. No, they say his knee hit the ground back in McFarland territory on the 49-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 to go for McFarland on their own 49-yard line. They send in Largent from the sideline, and their offensive team going in. McFarland trails 7-6. Slightly more than 6 minutes remaining in the first half of the football game. Coming off now is Largent, who just ran on. No, Largent is out here as a flanker. This time the quarterback rolling back. He's being chased. He's going to be hit and thrown for a big loss. That was Timmons in the quarterback spot, and he was tossed back there for a big loss. Breaking through to bring him down was number 89, Tim Baker of Woodlake. A loss on the play back to the 44-yard line. And they're also talking to the captains of the Woodlake team, so there may be a penalty here. We didn't notice the penalty marker down, but there possibly is a penalty against McFarland. I imagine if it's not a 15-yarder, it will be refused. It's an offside penalty refused by Woodlake, so the down then comes up to the second down with about 15 yards to go for McFarland. 2nd and 15 to go for the Cougars. This time they split their left end out about 15 yards. There's a snap from center. It's Beeman pitching this time to the big boy Bean. Bean handkerchiefs all over the field as Bean gets up to the 45 and moves to the 46-yard line. He was hit and brought down on there by Bill Gowett. But the penalty marker down, it may have been a backfield in motion penalty against McFarland. Bowman goes in at quarterback. Beeson comes out for the Cougars. Again, they're talking to the Woodlake captain out there. Actually, about a 5-yard pickup on the carry. 4 yards, let's call it, by Bean that time. A clipping penalty is signaled against McFarland. That's a 15-yarder, and that will move the ball deep back into McFarland territory now. Back to the 30-yard line, just short of the 30, about the 29.5, let's call it the 30-yard line, where the down will remain the same. 2nd down, but now they'll have just about 25 yards to go. They have to go to the 40-yard line in Woodlake territory for the 1st down. 2nd down, the ball on the 30-yard line in McFarland territory. Bowman pitches back to Bean. Bean throws a long pass downfield. He has a man. It's intercepted by Bobby Garcia on the 45. He's heading to the sideline. Gets to the 50, across the 50 to the 48-yard line, where he's brought down by Jimmy Brown. A nice interception that time by Bobby Garcia defensively for Woodlake. And again, the Tigers take over. They lead 7-6. That was a pitch out from the quarterback Bowman to Bean, the fullback. Bean threw a long pass downfield that time, but Garcia went high in the air, intercepted it near his own 40, moved it back to the 48-yard line in McFarland territory. 1st and 10 to go for the Tigers. 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the half. Richards in the quarterback spot. Richard pitches this time to Garcia. Garcia moves around the end spot. trips and falls after he crosses the 45 as he falls forward to the 43-yard line where Jack Raymond brings him down. So it was a gain of at least 4 yards carried by Bobby Garcia that time, closer to 5. 2nd and 5 to go now for the Tigers. They scored on a long pass from Bobby Garcia to Dodd here to go out in front. 2nd and 5 to go, the Tigers. Richards in the quarterback spot. Richard takes it, gives it to the fullback to Waddle right up the middle. He moves it to the 40-yard line for another 2-yard gain where Jack Raymond brings him down. A nice running game being displayed right now by the Woodlake Tigers. Garcia, Waddle, and Jack Kaz moving the ball very well. It's on the 40-yard line in McFarland territory. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. The Tigers out of their huddle. Their uniforms getting just a little bit dirty, although the field isn't too muddy tonight. Richards, the quarterback, pitches to Jack Kaz. He runs the left end, gets the block, but he gets just about a yard or two past the line of scrimmage. About a yard is about all he may have picked up on that play, as he was hit on the far side of the field again by Jack Raymond, who's in there on quite a few of these tackles for the McFarland Cougars. 4th down coming up, a yard to go. 4th and 1 to go for the Tigers. A little while ago, they had about 4th and 5, and they gambled and made it. So it's very doubtful whether they will punt now. They lead 7-6. Time's running out here in the first half of the football game as they come out of their huddle, split the right end. Richards pitches to Waddle. Waddle runs over the left side, makes the first down, and yards to spare as he moves the football to the 35-yard line. Ronnie Waddle carrying the football. Again, it was Jack Raymond. And Raymond is a big boy. He's playing on the right side of the McFarland line, and it seems as if he may have a bad ankle. He limps just about every time he gets up, but he's always the first man in there to hit that ball carrier, especially when they go around the left side of the Woodlake line. Over there on that right side of the McFarland line is this boy Raymond, playing a good game defensively. 1st and 10 to go for the Tigers. The ball on the 35-yard line in McFarland territory. Just less than 3 minutes remaining. Timeout, or it may be too much time taken by Woodlake, so it's a 5-yard penalty. Moves the ball back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st down, 15 yards to go now for the Tigers. Too much time in the huddle. 1st and 15. The ball's back on the 40-yard line in McFarland territory. Substitutions coming in for the Tigers right now. Number 50 checking into the lineup. All right, the Tigers are all set. They still have Richards in there at the quarterback spot. Waddle the fullback. Right half is Garcia. Richards going back, looking. He's being chased. Gets a screen pass around to Garcia. Garcia is trying to get to the line of scrimmage. He does, and that's about all. They got back up there, and another flag down on the field. Another clipping penalty signaled as Arnold Kennemer came in to tackle Garcia. Garcia did move across the 40-yard line to the 38-yard line, but there's a clip flag down here on the 45-yard line, and that's where the clip occurred, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Woodlake Tigers with 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining, and they're going to mark off the 15 yards now from the 45-yard line, which will take the football just about to the 40-yard line in Woodlake territory. So, boy, they'll have a lot of yardage to make. They had just lost 5 yards. Now they have 1st down, and we'll call it 35 yards to go for the Tigers. They lead 7-6. 2 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the first half of the football game. The Tigers huddling now back on their own 30-yard line. 1st down, 35 to go for Woodlake. Richards the quarterback. Jack Kaz is in there. Richards going back. Has time, throws the screen out to Garcia. Garcia throws a long one downfield. There's Dodd down there on the 25. He goes to the 20, to 15. A block down to the 10. He's hit and brought down by Largent from behind. And what a play that was. A little screen pass from the quarterback Richards to Garcia. Garcia took the football, fired it far downfield. And there was his man down there, Harley Dodd, on about the 25. He took it, moved it to the 10-yard line, or close to the 10, where it's 1st and 10 to go. Actually, it's on the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 to go with 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. And this is about the gamblingest team we've seen so far this year, these Woodlake Tigers. 1st and 10 to go. Richards the quarterback. Richard takes it, gives it to the second man through. Garcia, he spins away from one tackler, moves across the 10, down to the 7-yard line. A 4-yard pickup by Garcia, where Fletcher in there to bring him down. 7-6 the score here in the first half of the football game. Woodlake out in front. Time's running out. Woodlake trying to rack up another score. before this half ends. They don't take much time in the huddle now. They come out very fast up to that line of scrimmage. There's a pitch this time to Waddle. Waddle trying to run wide is hit and brought down on the line of scrimmage by Linthicum of McFarland. They have picked up a half a yard or a yard on the play. Waddle carrying the football. Third down, 3 yards to go. 3rd and 3 to go for the first down. 3rd and about 4.5 yards to go for the touchdown. So the ball is on, we'll call it the 4.5 yard line. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining in the half. Woodlake trying to get back up on that scoreboard. Garcia moves into the quarterback spot now. Garcia takes it. Garcia, a pitch to Jacquez. Jacquez runs the left hand. He picks up a couple of yards, but Ricky Elam coming in there very fast for McFarland brings him down, and that will bring up the 4th down. Not enough, let's see, we may have to timeout called by the Woodlake Tigers with 47 seconds remaining in the half. Timeout, and here's a message now from Woodlake Hardware.
At Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake, you'll find everything, and I mean everything. Right now at the Woodlake Hardware, you'll find orange bags and clippers, sturdy bags that will really hold up. And you'll also find heating equipment at Woodlake Hardware. And Christmas is coming up pretty fast. It's time to start checking off the friends and relatives on your shopping list. And the easiest way to do it is to stop in at the Woodlake Hardware and just browse through their gift department. You'll find something for everyone. And you might also check the Woodlake Hardware Furniture Department for that extra special name on your list. And for the hunters, or just anyone who likes warm, dry feet on these winter days, take a look at the insulated boots at Woodlake Hardware. Either rubber or leather. And they're the kind that'll really keep the cold and wet out and the feet warm. Also on the hunting line, you'll find a beautiful new Remington 12-gauge shotgun. It's a 30-inch barrel with a full choke. And its regular price is $122.95. But right now, it's on sale at $104. That's at the Woodlake Hardware, one of the fine sponsors of today's game. The Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake.
All right, time back in now. 4th down, 5 yards to go for the first down. And about 5 yards and a quarter to go for the touchdown. The handoff this time. No, Williams throws one in. It's batted down at the last moment. Ronnie Largent of McFarland came in to bat it down. That pass intended for Bobby Garcia in the end zone. Largent went up in the air and batted it down. And so now the McFarland Cougars will take over. 1st and 10 to go, deep in their own territory, with only 44 seconds remaining in the football game. The score is 7 for Woodlake, 6 for McFarland. So the Cougars held on that series of downs, and they stopped that touchdown drive of Woodlake. 7-6, Woodlake leaving. McFarland takes over now. The handoff this time to the fullback, Bean, right up the middle. And they're just going to try to run that football out because they are deep in their own territory on about the 6 or 7 yard line. Bean carrying the football, picks up a couple of yards. The clock is finally stopped. And McFarland fumbles that, and Woodlake recovers deep in McFarland territory. So now the Tigers have another opportunity to get on that scoreboard once more before the half end. 34 seconds remaining. Woodlake's football on the fumble. They recover that fumble by Bean. So they send in their offensive team, take time out here. And while time is out, let's have this message from Diamond Market.
The complete one-stop food shop for your Woodlake area residents is Diamond's Market, where you can save money, too. Now, just listen to a few examples of the prices at Diamond's Market. Durkee's mayonnaise, a big 24 ounces for only 39 cents. Tuna, 5 cans for just $1. And, of course, at Diamond's, you'll find the best meat in the valley. They can give you special cuts, too. How about sirloin steak and T-bone? They're just 89 cents a pound. And here's something that's really great. Oklahoma-style homemade sausage, just 49 cents a pound. Diamonds, your friendly neighborhood market in Woodlake, is located at 324 East Antelope. Now, that's just a block east of the post office. And don't forget to register at Diamonds because they're giving away 10 Thanksgiving turkeys absolutely free. All you have to do is just drop your name in the box. Remember, that's Diamonds Market, 324 East Antelope, just a block east of the post office in Woodlake.
Time back in now. 1st and 10 to go for Woodlake. On about the 10-yard line. The pitch this time goes to Garcia. He's running the right end. He gets the block, but somebody knifed through there, and it was Linthicum who knifed through there and brought him down, just got in between 2 blockers, brought him down just on about the line of scrimmage, and we have an injury here, Garcia. I'm sure it's Garcia lying on the field. And if it is, this is going to be a big blow to the Woodlake Tigers. Garcia injured on that play. Time out on the football field as the coaches from the Woodlake side of the field come over to look at their injured player. But I think he may have just had the wind knocked out of him. We'll see here in just a moment or two. In the meantime, let's tell you a little bit about Rusty's Drive-In.
Say, just off Highway 63 in Woodlake, just off the main center of Woodlake, is a place called Rusty's. And believe me, you've never tasted better food. Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And it's quick, too. At Rusty's, you can have fried chicken in just 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes and you're tasting the best fried chicken ever. Or how about hamburgers? If you like hamburgers, you'll love Rusty's. And you'll also find the best shakes in the valley. That's at Rusty's in Woodlake. And say, they have tacos, too, and these are delicious tacos. And they have chili dogs and barbecued beef sandwiches. Or how about shrimp in a basket? And how about a delicious Rusty's Chuck Wagon steak sandwich? It's really great. In fact, all the food at Rusty's is great. That's Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And that's in Woodlake. You can't miss it. It's just around the corner off Highway 63, right in downtown Woodlake. Treat the whole family this afternoon. Stop them by Rusty's. There's a good chance you'll see the football team there.
Well, Bobby Garcia got up, and he's walking off the field now, being assisted by one of the coaches, but he's all right. And he'll no doubt be back in for the second half of the football game. There's only 22 seconds remaining here in the first half. In the meantime, the quarterback was over talking to the coach of the Woodlake over there. And we have Carl Herndon coming in now as a replacement for Bobby Garcia. Herndon in the backfield for Woodlake, replacing Bobby Garcia. Richards, of course, the quarterback, is in there. It'll be second down, 9.5 yards to go. Let's call it 10. This time, everybody, they have two flankers out. The ends are in tight. Take the fast pass over the center of the line, intended for the tight end that time, but it fell to the ground, incomplete. And the clock, of course, stopped there with 19 seconds. They're not even huddling now. Woodlake wants to score. This time the pitch goes to Waddle. Waddle tries to crash in, and he's pulled down on the line of scrimmage. Again, Kemmerer coming up from his linebacker spot to pull him down. 2 downs in a hurry, and no yardage gained on that. It's still 9.5 yards to go for Woodlake. Again, they do not huddle. They're up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Waddle. He's tackled again. And again, it was that same fellow, Linthicum, Kennemer coming in there to bring him down. And the half ends with the score 7 for Woodlake and 6 for McFarland. 7-6, Woodlake out in front in a very close and very hard-fought football game being played here at McFarland, California. This game coming to you over KONG, AM and FM in Visalia.
Football game. And Mike Kermeyer.
And we're getting ready to start the second half of the football game here between the Woodlake Tigers and the McFarland Cougars. The score at halftime is Woodlake 7, McFarland 6. Now, this is the second of the final game of the season for both teams. Next week, Woodlake plays Arosa. McFarland plays Avenal in the season finals. So, of course, to start the second half of the football game, Woodlake will kick off to McFarland. And during the halftime, we found out that Bobby Garcia was not injured. He's back into the lineup right now, getting ready to start the second half. And he will kick off for Woodlake here. The deep men for McFarland will be Ronnie Largent and Denny Bean. Bean actually is on the far side of the field, Largent on the near side as Garcia gets ready to kick off. There's a boot, and it's going out of bounds, and it's going out just about on the 35-yard line in McFarland territory. So the kick actually didn't travel over 25 yards forward before it went out of bounds, so that will be a kickoff over. A 5-yard penalty, of course, against the correction on that. It is not kicked over. We're thinking of college football. It's McFarland's ball, first and 10 to go on their own 40-yard line. That's where the official said it went out of bounds. First and 10 to go for the Cougars on their 40-yard line. In there at the quarterback spot will be Denny Beeson to start this first play from scrimmage for McFarland. As the Cougars come out of their huddle, they trail by 1 point. The first play from scrimmage here in the second half of the football game. Beeson takes it, gives it to the first man through, and that was Eaton carrying the football. Moved it up close to the 45-yard line, to the 44-yard line where it's second down, 6 yards to go. Second and 6 to go now for McFarland, just short of the 45-yard line in their own territory. They trail by 1 point. The second half of the football game just getting underway. The split end this time, Mike Martin. The quarterback takes it, hands it off to the left halfback. He runs into one of his own men, Eaton carrying the football, pushes him out of the way, moves forward about a yard, but he was brought down in there by Bill Richards, who is offensive quarterback and defensive linebacker for Woodlake. Did pick up 2 yards on the play. Actually 2.5. It's 3rd down, 3 to go. The ball is right on the 47-yard line, right down in front of our microphone now, as the Cougars come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. This time the pitch goes to Bean. Bean tries to run the end, and he's hit a fumble, a big pile-up, and I think a Woodlake recovery as Bean fumbled the football once more on his own 45-yard line. Let's see who recovered that football. Number 71 for, looks like Rick Chisholm of Woodlake recovered that football. And the Tigers take over now, 1st and 10 to go on the 45-yard line in McFarland territory. Well, that's twice tonight that Bean has fumbled that football. All right, the Tigers have their offensive team in there as they come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Richards, the quarterback. Richard calls signals, takes the snap this time, gives it to the second man through, Jackass. He's hit on the line of scrimmage, picked up about a half a yard. He was hit right around the neck that time. Ricky Elam put the necktie tackle on him, but he fell forward a half a yard. 2nd and 9.5 to go as the ball is moved right now on the 45-yard line. Let's call it 9 yards to go. 2nd and 9 to go for Woodlake. They lead 7-6. We're in the opening minutes of the second half of the football game as the Tigers in their white uniforms come out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Richards calls signals. Richards pitches Garcia. Garcia tries to run the right end. He gets to the line of scrimmage, gets away, goes down to the 40-yard line, across the 40 to the 38-yard line, and Ricky Elam brings him down. A nice 7-yard carry that time by Bobby Garcia, who was injured in the waning seconds of the first half of the football game, but you couldn't tell it by watching him run that football that time. They have it just across the 40-yard line. We're trying to pick out these yard markers. There'd be the 50. That would be across the 40 on the 39-yard line. 3rd down, 2 yards to go for Woodlake. The Tigers, the pitch this time goes to Jacquez. He's running the left end. He gets the block, he gets the 1st down, and he moves the football down too close to the 35-yard line, and I'm sure he got that 1st down as Denny Bean, linebacker, came up to bring him down. It's just a football length away from the 35. Their officials are looking over here to the sideline, but from here, they're going to call a measurement. They're going to call for a measurement on this. It's that close. That was 3rd down with about 2.5 yards to go. Let's see if the Tigers made it on that run by Jacquez. 7-6 the score. Woodlake out in front. From here it looked like they made it, but of course that chain marker they did. 1st and 10 to go for the Tigers. 1st and 10, and the ball now is close to the 35-yard line of McFarland. All right, the Tigers huddling back on the 50-yard line. They're out of their huddle now up to the line of scrimmage. This time Garcia in the quarterback spot, pitches out to his halfback Herndon, and Herndon is hit for a loss back on the 45-yard line. James Eaton, linebacker, coming up to bring him down. Carl Herndon in there, moves into the halfback spot when Garcia goes over into the quarterback spot, and now Herndon goes out, so Richards will come back in at the quarterback spot, and Garcia will shift to the halfback spot. Garcia, quite a handy man to have around. He's thrown several nice passes tonight from his halfback spot on the pitch out from the quarterback. So Richards comes back in now at the quarterback spot, waiting for the snap. He takes it. He throws a fast pass over the center of the line. It's complete to Dodd. Dodd moves the football down to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. And Ricky Elam is the fellow who brought him down. Dodd that time taking that pass, a quick jump pass right over the center of the line from Richards to Dodd. And it's a 3rd down. Now for the Tigers, about 5 yards to go. They picked up almost 10 yards on that play after that big loss carried on the play preceding. Garcia this time is out as a flanker to the left. Split way out here. Also the left end is split. Richard sets his team. Richard lefts. Takes a standing hands off to Jacquez. A big hole over the middle. He's down to the 10, the 5, in for the touchdown. And a beautiful fake that time by the quarterback, Richards. And both the Garcia and Dodd were split out here. Everybody was watching them as Richards threw that arm up in the air as if to pass out here in the flat. Instead, he slipped the ball off to Vasquez. Vasquez, a big hole in the middle of the line, and rambled all the way from the 30-yard line in for the touchdown and 6 more points. And the score now is 13 for Woodlake, 6 for McFarland. 13-6. Let's see what the Tigers try on this. Richards pitches this time to the fullback. No. It was a fumble that time, but of course the point after touchdown is no good. So the score remains 13 for Woodlake and 6 for McFarland. And now, before they kick off again, let's have this message from the Grower Supply. Thirteen to 6, Woodlake out in front. Here in the third quarter of the football game, 7 minutes 45 seconds remaining, and the Tigers now will kick off to the McFarland Cougars. Actually, the Tigers do not have as good a season record as McFarland. McFarland has a season record of 7 victories and only 1 defeat, but they both have records of 3-0 in the league. Woodlake's season record, we understand, is 4-3. Again, the football is spotted down on the 40-yard line. Now, Garcia is the supposed kicker this time, but we have the deep men, Largent and Bean, for McFarland. The kick, though, is booted by Garcia downfield, and Bean takes it on the 10-yard line, comes up to 15. This is Largent, rather. Largent up to the 20, the 25, the 30, and he gets across the 40-yard line, but there's penalty markers all over the field. Largent was carrying the football that time, and I think the penalty will be against Woodlake. The flag marker was dropped on the 43-yard line. A personal foul penalty will be called against the Woodlake Tigers. Now they start marking off 15 yards. That takes the football across the midfield stripe all the way down to the 40-yard line in Woodlake territory. So McFarland has it now 40 yards away from pay dirt. They trail by 7 points. We're in the third quarter of the football game. The ball is spotted on the 40-yard line. Now they move it back to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 to go for McFarland. As the McFarland Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage to the officials call an official timeout. They want to go over to the sidelines for a moment while they go over there to talk. Let's have this message from Davis Propane.
One of the fine sponsors in Woodlake bringing you this game this afternoon is the Woodlake Grower Supply. They have everything for the grower and the complete hardware department, too. All sorts of tools, hammers, saws, pliers, just about any tool you can name. And, of course, they have nails, nuts, and bolts, too. But the big item that really comes in handy this time of the year, chainsaws. Now, not just any chainsaw, but the Homelight chainsaw. You won't believe the speed with which these Homelight chainsaws can go through a cord of wood. And, of course, at Woodlake Grower Supply, they have just the right size chainsaw for your job. And if you already have a chainsaw, now's the time to have it checked and any worn parts replaced, so it won't fail you this winter. At Woodlake Grower Supply, they have a complete repair service shop. And they also have a complete line of Purina feeds, and they can deliver them right to your door. Remember, that's Woodlake Grower Supply, 174 East Naranjo in Woodlake. Propane is something that's very important this time of the year. And in most cases, when something goes wrong, you want and need service right now. That's why you should get acquainted with Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers. With Davis Propane, you get fast service. Their trucks are radio dispatched, which saves a lot of wasted time running back and forth. It gets them to you right away. Davis Propane handles sales and service of all propane appliances. Stop by and take a look at some of the new propane appliances they have on hand, such as a day and night water heater, or for the outdoorsman, camping stoves with refillable propane tanks. The name for dependable sales and service in the Woodlake and Three Rivers area when it comes to propane is Davis Propane. Why don't you give them a call and have your equipment checked regularly, or just stop in and get acquainted. You'll be glad you did. Now remember, when trouble strikes, Davis can get there first with one of their radio dispatch trucks. Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers.
Time is back in. 1st and 10 to go for McFarland. Beeman the quarterback. Beeman going way back. He's being chased. He rolls out in the side, throws the pass downfield. It's up in the air. No good. A fight down there between Moreland, the intended receiver, and the linebacker for Woodlake, Bobby Garcia. They both went up in the air. Both fell to the ground. Incomplete. Down on about the 30-yard line in Woodlake territory. That'll be 2nd down coming up 10 yards to go. The ball still on the 41-yard line. 2nd and 10 to go for McFarland. They trail by 7 points. They're in the third quarter of the football game. Waiting for the snap. This time it's Bowman. Hands it off to the first man, Eaton. And Eaton carries down to the 35-yard line. Correction on that is Simmons carrying the football. Down to the 35-yard line. He fell across the 35. Let's see where his forward motion was stopped. They're going to spot it right on the 35-yard line, a carry of 5 yards. Third down, 5 yards to go. 3rd and 5 to go now for McFarland. Beeson, the quarterback. Beeson takes it. Beeson, a jump pass over the line this time. And it's lateral off to Bean. Bean down to the 25, down to the 20, and he's upended. A beautiful lateral that time as a fast pass over the line to Buckhoff. And he lateraled off to Bean. Bean skirted the sidelines. He was tiptoeing down there. He was finally knocked out of bounds, and they're going to spot the ball actually on the 22-yard line. He must have stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier than we thought he did, but it's 1st and 10 to go anyway for McFarland on the 22-yard line in Woodlake territory. From here, we can't tell the exact yardage. We'll guess at it as the quarterback Bowman is in there. Bowman takes it this time. There's a big pileup in the center of the line. Could have possibly been a fumble, but I don't think so. It was Simmons carrying the football, picked up maybe a half a yard on the play. Simmons carrying the football that time. He was brought down by Kenny Hart of Woodlake. 2nd down. A long 8 yards to go. Eaton in at the right halfback spot. Beeman, the quarterback. Beeman takes it. Another pass this time, completes it again. He breaks out of the hands of one tackler, goes down the sideline, knocked out of bounds, close to the goal line. Bill Buckhorn, that big right end of the McFarland Cougars, took that fast jump pass from the quarterback, Beeson, moved it very, very deep into Woodlake territory, down near this 7-yard line. We'll have to just make a guess at this yardage down there. 1st and goal to go for McFarland. They're driving now. They trail by only 7 points. We're going to call it the 7-yard line as the McFarland boys come out of their huddle up to that line of scrimmage. They have Largent in the backfield. This time the handoff on the spin goes to Largent, and he picks up a couple of yards, but he's hit. Bobby Garcia coming up from the linebacker spot along with Dodd in there to bring him down. More substitutions in the backfield as alternate quarterbacks going in there. This time Beeson goes back in. Bowman comes out. 2nd down. 6 yards to go for the touchdown. The ball on the 6-yard line in Woodlake territory. Waiting for the snap from center now. There it is, the handoff to Bean. Bean tries to crack over between the right tackle and the right guard, and he's picks up yardage. He's down on the 1-yard line. It's 3rd down with the yard to go for the touchdown now for McFarland. 3rd and 1 yard to go for the touchdown. 13-6. Woodlake out in front. Woodlake sending just about all their men up on that forward wall. The spin, the handoff, the keep this time by the quarterback, and Bowman goes in on the quarterback keep for the 6 points, and it's 13 for Woodlake, 12 for McFarland. Bowman scoring that time from the 1-yard line. And now this football game could be all tied up, as going in is Kennemer, the star kicker, Arnold Kennemer for McFarland. 13 for Woodlake, 12 for McFarland. We're in the 3rd quarter, 5 minutes remaining. Kennemer is in there. He'll try to kick this point after touchdown, waiting for the snap from center. There's a snap, it's down. In fact, he picks the football up, throws it down to Bean. Bean on the goal line is in. A fake kick that time as Bean took that pass from Kennemer and scored for the McFarland Cougars. And the football game is all tied up 13-13. That snap from the center that time was taken by the man who was supposed to hold the football down. Instead, he shoveled it back to Kennemer. Kennemer threw the football to Bean. He took it on about the half-yard line, was hit, but fell into the end zone for the point. And the score is all tied 13-13 with 5 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And here is a message now from Jim's Richfield.
For the Thompson Car Care and Service, see Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake. At Jim's, you'll get complete car care service. And right now is a good time to stop by Jim's Richfield and let them check your cooling system for the oncoming winter months. And add Prestone Antifreeze to your cooling system to protect your car's engine from freezing. Also, with the rainy and icy weather, it would be a good idea while you're in there to let them check your brakes and make sure that they're in proper working order. Yes, Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake is the place to go for car care. And at Jim's, you can surround your family with tire safety with famous Goodyear tires and ensure electrical dependability with a Delco battery. Jim's also does expert lubrication on any make of car. Fast, efficient, For free pickup and delivery of your car, just call 564-2585. And watch for the grand opening of the all-new, larger station in the same location to serve you even better. That's Jim's Richfield Service in Woodlake.
You're listening to high school football on KONG, AM and FM in Visalia. The time, 4:30.
So now it's all tied up once more. Well, McFarland scored first. Then Woodlake came back, scored 13 points. They led 13-6. Then McFarland comes back. Kicking off now is Kennemer. There's a high end-over-end going back. Garcia takes it on the 20. Comes to the 25 to 30, a big hole. Down to the 40-yard line, and he's spilled on the 41-yard line by Arnold Kennemer, who kicked off that time. Actually on the 42-yard line. A nice return from the 20 to the 42 by Bobby Garcia. First and 10 to go for Woodlake. First and 10 to go for the Tigers. All tied here in the third quarter of the football game. And McFarland sort of fired up now after scoring those 7 points. We may have too much time here. I think Woodlake knew they took too much time in that huddle, so very wisely they call a timeout. And timeout here with the score 13 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland, and timeout for a message from Woodlake Hardware.
At Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake, you'll find everything, and I mean everything. Right now at the Woodlake Hardware, you'll find orange bags and clippers, sturdy bags that will really hold up. And you'll also find heating equipment at Woodlake Hardware. And Christmas is coming up pretty fast. It's time to start checking off the friends and relatives on your shopping list. And the easiest way to do it is to stop in at the Woodlake Hardware and just browse through their gift department. You'll find something for everyone. And you might also check the Woodlake Hardware Furniture Department for that extra special name on your list. And for the hunters, or just anyone who likes warm, dry feet on these winter days, take a look at the insulated boots at Woodlake Hardware. Either rubber or leather. And they're the kind that'll really keep the cold and wet out and the feet warm. Also in the hunting line, you'll find a beautiful new Remington 12-gauge shotgun. It's a 30-inch barrel with a full choke. And its regular price is $122.95. But right now, it's on sale at $104. That's at the Woodlake Hardware, one of the fine sponsors of today's game. The Woodlake Hardware in Woodlake.
Back in now. As the Tigers come out of their huddle to the line of scrimmage, Garcia moves into the quarterback spot. Garcia gives it this time to the second man, and he's going for a big loss, and that was Herndon carrying the football that time. Toss for a loss, and in there to bring him down was Jack Raymond. He was hit back on the 36-yard line, a 5-yard loss. Second down, 15 yards to go for Woodlake. Second and 15 to go for the Tigers. Now, let's see if Garcia, he is going to stay in at the quarterback spot. Garcia takes the snap. Garcia this time rolling back, looking. And he fakes a pass, then starts to run with the football, gets back to the... He spilled right on the line of scrimmage. A beautiful tackle that time by Arnold Kennemer. And Garcia couldn't find a receiver that time. He elected to scramble and run. Got back almost to the line of scrimmage and was hit by Kennemer. He had a couple of blockers with him, but Kennemer knifed in there to bring him down from the side. So it's third down, 15 yards to go for Woodlake. Waddle and Herndon are split. Garcia going back, looking. Throws one over the middle this time. It's batted up in the air by Kennemer. It was intended for Waddle down on the 50-yard line. Two men over on the near sideline skirting down the field for Woodlake. And they couldn't be hit by the quarterback Garcia. Instead, he threw over the middle. But it's an incomplete pass. Fourth down, 15 yards to go. And we have the double safety, Bean and Largent, going back now for the McFarland Cougars. And going back in punt formation for Woodlake is Waddle, standing back on his 25. Gets the kick away, a high one coming downfield. It lands on the 40, bounces down to the 35, picked up there at the last moment by McFarland, by Largent. And he's hit immediately. And a fumble, and Woodlake recovers. Number 75, Dodd, recovered the football on the 34-yard line. And that ball was almost dead there, but Largent at the last moment, with two of the Woodlake boys standing right over him, decided to pick up the football. He was hit and he fumbled. So it's first and 10 to go for Woodlake. The score is tied 13-13. Garcia's in the quarterback spot. Garcia takes it. Garcia hands it up this time to Jack Gez, and Jack Gez is hit on the line of scrimmage by Ricky Elam. No gain on the play. Second down coming up, 10 yards to go. The ball on the 34-yard line in McFarland territory. 2 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the football game. The Tigers come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Garcia takes a snap. He pitches this time to Herndon. Herndon gets a block. He gets down to the 32-yard line and he's hit. And he was hit that time by Linthicum. Carl Herndon carrying the football. He's playing the left halfback spot in place of Garcia when Garcia moved into the fullback spot. Now, Richards comes back in. Herndon goes out and Garcia will move over to left half. Third down, 9 yards to go. 3rd and 9 for the Tigers. They have the ball on the 33-yard line in McFarland territory. Waiting for the snap. Richards takes it. Richards this time on a beautiful fake. He gives it to Garcia. Garcia running to the near sideline. Handkerchiefs all over the field and Garcia is filled. And he ran laterally back and forth. Penalty markers all over the field. A double handoff on a reverse that time in the backfield. As Richards took it, gave it to Jack Cass. Jack Cass started to move laterally, then handed off to Garcia. Garcia moved to the far side, then came back to this side, and a penalty against Woodlake. I imagine it's an illegal, let's see if it's illegal motion. No, it's a 15-yard penalty against Woodlake. Wait for the signal here. A clipping penalty against Woodlake moves the football all the way back to the 44-yard line. A big loss for the Woodlake Tigers. It'll be third down. 10, 20, 25 yards to go. 3rd and 25 now for the Tigers. On the 44-yard line, correction. 44-yard line in McFarland territory. As the quarterback Richards going back, looking, throws a screen out this time to Garcia. It's taken away. No good. Incomplete. And actually, it looked for a moment there as if one of the McFarland defenders had taken that football right out of Garcia's hand, but it had hit the ground. That was Ricky Elam in there. And it's an incomplete pass. So it's 4th down with plenty of yards to go. The ball on the 6-yard line. 4th and 25 to go for Woodlake. It's all tied up, 13-13. Largent and Bean going back now in safety for McFarland. Standing back in punt formation on the 45-yard line in Woodlake territory. Waiting for the snap. There's a boot, a high one going downfield. It's being chased on the far side of the field, goes out of bounds inside the 20 on about the 14 or 15-yard line. A nice kick that time by Brian Witten. So it'll be 1st and 10 to go now for McFarland. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the football game. We're looking out there to see something, but actually, one of the officials just signaled now that it was still McFarland's possession, but I'm sure it's not because that ball squirted out of Bean's hand before the whistle blew, and there were no McFarland players around it. 3 of the Woodlake players were there, and one of them fell on it. It'll be 1st and 10 to go for Woodlake. Timeout on the field, and time now for a message for all you people from the Diamond Market.
The complete one-stop food shop for your Woodlake area residents is Diamond's Market, where you can save money, too. Now, just listen to a few examples of the prices at Diamond's Market. Durkee's mayonnaise, a big 24 ounces for only 39 cents. Tuna, 5 cans for just $1. And, of course, at Diamond's, you'll find the best meat in the valley. They can give you special cuts, too. How about sirloin steak and T-bone? They're just 89 cents a pound. And here's something that's really great. Oklahoma-style homemade sausage, just 49 cents a pound. Diamonds, your friendly neighborhood market in Woodlake, is located at 324 East Antelope. Now, that's just a block east of the post office. And don't forget to register at Diamonds because they're giving away 10 Thanksgiving turkeys absolutely free. All you have to do is just drop your name in the box. Remember, that's Diamonds Market, 324 East Antelope, just a block east of the post office in Woodlake.
Time back in just a moment. Here comes Bobby Garcia from the sidelines into the backfield now for Woodlake. We have 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the football game. The score is all tied up, 13-13, and Woodlake, recovering that fumble, now have possession of the football. 1st and 10 to go on about the 22-yard line in McFarland territory. The McFarland squad is down here on the sidelines. Not a one of them sitting down. They're all up on the sideline, trying to get downfield as far as they can to see this play when time is called back in. This game coming to you over KONG, AM and FM in Visalia. We're all set to go now. The official says let's go as the Tigers come out of their huddle. They have Garcia in the backfield. Garcia hands it to Waddle. Waddle trips and falls behind the line of scrimmage. He hit a muddy spot out there and slipped down, and Ricky Elam was there to cover him very fast, lost a yard on the play. It's second down, 11 to go. Second and 11 to go now for the Tigers. Third quarter, tied up football game. Garcia, the quarterback, Herndon in at the halfback spot. Waddle is split. This time the handoff goes to Herndon up the middle, picks up several yards, 2 or 3 yards, right up the middle of the line that time before he is hit and brought down. And he was hit in there by Jack Raymond. There goes the gun. The third quarter is over. The score is 13 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. And here is a message from Rusty's Drive-In.
Say, just off Highway 63 in Woodlake, just off the main center of Woodlake, is a place called Rusty's. And believe me, you've never tasted better food. Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And it's quick, too. At Rusty's, you can have fried chicken in just 6 minutes. Just 6 minutes and you're tasting the best fried chicken ever. Or how about hamburgers? If you like hamburgers, you'll love Rusty's. And you'll also find the best shakes in the valley. That's at Rusty's in Woodlake. And say, they have tacos, too, and these are delicious tacos. And they have chili dogs and barbecued beef sandwiches. Or how about shrimp in a basket? And how about a delicious Rusty's Chuck Wagon steak sandwich? It's really great. In fact, all the food at Rusty's is great. That's Rusty's, the friendly place to eat. And that's in Woodlake. You can't miss it. It's just around the corner off Highway 63, right in downtown Woodlake. Treat the whole family this afternoon. Stop them by Rusty's. There's a good chance you'll see the football team there.
That time is back in, getting ready to start the fourth quarter. First, Garcia in the quarterback. Here's the snap from center. Garcia going back towards a pass downfield near the 5-yard line, and pass interference called. Pass interference called, so the ball now is going to be spotted. We said the 5-yard line. Actually, it wasn't there. It was closer to the 15-yard line. Let's see where they're going to spot that football. The official's picking it up, moving it downfield, and it's going to be first down on the 6-yard line. First and goal to go for Woodlake on the 6-yard line. The score is tied, 13-13. Garcia's in the quarterback spot. Garcia spins, gives it to Waddle. Waddle right up the middle. He's dragging tacklers, and he gets close to that goal line. He must have picked up at least 4 yards. They're still entangling the boys down there, right in the middle of the line. Big Jack Raymond, one of the first boys to hit him. They spot the ball, actually, on the 4-yard line. Let's call it the forward, where it's second down. 4 yards to go for Woodlake for the touchdown. The fourth and final quarter underway. The Tigers out of their huddle once more, up to the line of scrimmage. Waiting for the snap from center. The handoff to Herndon. Herndon jumps over one tackle, and he's awfully close again, but there's another big pileup. As the McFarland boys are really stiffening down there, putting up that goal line stand. It was Raymond again in there, who was on the bottom of that pile. We're trying to look on the sidelines here to see just how close that is to the goal line. Would you say 1 yard? 1 yard away from the goal line. Third down. Third down for Woodlake. Garcia takes it. Garcia this time to Waddle. Waddle in for the touchdown. Ronnie Waddle carried the football that time from the fullback spot. And once again, Woodlake goes out in front. The score now, 19 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland, and a real crackerjack of a football game here at McFarland High School football field. 19 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. Let's see what Woodlake tries now on this conversion as they're huddling back on the 20-yard line. Now they come out of the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. They have Garcia still in the quarterback spot. Garcia jump pass over the line, and it's complete. The catch, a beautiful catch that time. I believe it was Dodd. We'll wait till he gets away. It was Dodd. He was falling backwards as he caught that football, but he was in the end zone, held on to it, and the score now 20 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. And the way this game is going, that 1 point could be very big right now because we have 10 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the football game. The score 20 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. And before the kickoff, let's have this message now from Grower Supply.
One of the fine sponsors in Woodlake bringing you this game this afternoon is the Woodlake Grower Supply. They have everything for the grower and the complete hardware department, too. All sorts of tools, hammers, saws, pliers, just about any tool you can name. And, of course, they have nails, nuts, and bolts, too. But the big item that really comes in handy this time of the year, chainsaws. Now, not just any chainsaw, but the Homelight chainsaw. You won't believe the speed with which these Homelight chainsaws can go through a cord of wood. And, of course, at Woodlake Grower Supply, they have just the right size chainsaw for your job. And if you already have a chainsaw, now's the time to have it checked and any worn parts replaced, so it won't fail you this winter. At Woodlake Grower Supply, they have a complete repair service shop. And they also have a complete line of Purina feed, and they can deliver them right to your door. Remember, that's Woodlake Grower Supply, 174 East Naranjo in Woodlake.
Here's a kickoff now going downfield. It's going to go out of bounds on about the 30-yard line in McFarland territory. Garcia kicked off, but actually he was aiming for the sideline. Where they're going to spot the ball on the 40-yard line in McFarland territory. 1st and 10 to go for the Cougars. They're sending in Denny Beeson, their quarterback, to start this play from scrimmage now. 10 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the football game. Woodlake has a 7-point lead as the Cougars come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Beeson sets his team. The ends are in tight. There's the snap from center. Beeson takes it this time, gives it to the big man, and that is Simmons in at fullback carrying the football. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Number 44 of Woodlake was in there to hit him first, and that would be Laros, or rather Lucas. Actually, they've given us a program here. We're in the dark. It's awfully hard to see this program, and real small printing, so it was Lucas bringing him down. No gain on the play. And Bean going back in at fullback now, replacing Simmons. Bean, the star of the Cougars here, has not been able to hold on to that football tonight. He's had about 3 costly fumbles. Bowman, the quarterback, pitches this time to the halfback, and that's Largent. Largent moving down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A nice carry of at least 7 yards that time by Largent, Ronnie Largent. And they're going to spot it on the 47-yard line. It'll be 3rd down, 2 yards, 2.5 yards to go. 3rd and 2.5 to go now for McFarland. The ball on the 47-yard line in their own territory, right down in front of their bench. Woodlake has their defensive team in there. Of course, a lot of their players go both ways. We have number 23 in there now for Woodlake. That's Jim Eskew. Number 42, Jaquez, is still in there. Garcia is still in the lineup. Dodd is still in there. Looks like Tim Baker on this near side defensively. Huddling back there. Evidently an official timeout has been called. We didn't notice the signal. The score, 20 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. 9 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the football game. McFarland's ball, 3rd and 2 to go. Up to the line of scrimmage now. Beeson, the quarterback, gives it to the fullback. Hurdles a couple of men, gets down to the 50-yard line. Denny Bean carrying the football to the 50, and it is a 1st and 10 to go. He just made it. 1st and 10 to go now for McFarland, right on the midfield stripe. About a football length across the 50-yard line in Woodlake territory. Tonight, the game between COS and Modesto, the season's final. 1st and 10 to go for the Cougars as they come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Bowman, the quarterback, on the keeper play. Tries to sneak that time, and he picks up a half a yard at the most. Bowman faked one handoff that time, but held on to the football, spun, moved into the line, but was hit, and in there to bring him down was Dodd. That's Harley Dodd. Brought him down. No gain on the play. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Woodlake has a pretty tough defensive line in there right now as the Cougars come out of their huddle. Split the right end, 15 yards. Beeson's in the quarterback. Beeson gives it this time to Bean. Bean picks up 2 yards, and he's brought down. Bean moving over the left tackle spot. Picks up a couple of yards. He was hit first in there by number 33. And we had that boy's name here a moment ago. If we can get this thing out in the light where we can see it. will be able to pick it up. Jim Eskew. Third down, 8 yards to go for the Cougars. Both ends in tight. Bowman's in the quarterback spot. Takes it this time. The handoff to Bean again. Bean tries to hit the middle. Gets to the 45, across the 45 to the 44. About 3 more yards, but there's a penalty marker down. An offside penalty being signaled, and this one I think will be against McFarland. Well, there's about a 3-yard gain on there, although they're talking to the McFarland captain, so the penalty probably against, it will be against Woodlake. A 5-yard penalty against Woodlake from the line of scrimmage, and that will move the ball down to the 42-yard line, where the down remains the same. Third down and only about 3 yards to go for McFarland. 3rd and 3 to go now for the Cougars. Up to the line of scrimmage. Beeman, the quarterback, takes the football, rolling way back. He's chased, and a beautiful save that time by a Woodlake tackler. Eskew again charging in there to bring down the quarterback as he rolled, moved back to his own 45-yard line. Couldn't get rid of the football, and charging in there very, very fast to bring him down was Jim Eskew. So it's a big loss on McFarland. Down pass across the 50. They're going to spot it on the 47-yard line. 4th down, 14 yards to go, and it's a punt situation. As Kennemer standing back on his 35-yard line, waiting for the snap from center, gets the boot away, a high one, not going down too far, going to land near the 40, bounces up to the 35-yard line in Woodlake territory, where it is downed. So now the Tigers take over. They lead 20-13 with about 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the football game. The Woodlake Tigers take over, 1st and 10 to go on their own 35-yard line. Well, that drive by the Cougars was stopped mostly on 2 great defensive tackles by Eskew of Woodlake. 1st and 10 to go now as the Tigers come out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Garcia is in the quarterback spot. Sets his team. Garcia gives it this time to Jack Gaz. Jack Gaz moves it down to the 40-yard line and is brought down a 5-yard carry. Denny Bean, linebacker, coming up to bring him down. 2nd down, 5 to go. Jack Gaz carrying. There's a cheer right below us. I know we're trying to scream over this band down below us. I hope you have been able to understand it. All right, the Tigers are set once more. This time Garcia gives it to Herndon. Herndon trying to run the end. He gets away from one tackler. Back to the line of scrimmage and knocked out of bounds on the near side after picking up only 1 yard. Denny Bean pushed him out. Actually, Herndon came from all the way on the far side of the field over to the near side, running laterally, picked up maybe a half a yard on the play. It's 3rd down. 4 yards to go. Ball on about the 43-yard line in Woodlake territory. Woodlake uniforms are really black now. They started out with white uniforms. Garcia spins, gives it to Waddle, the fullback. Up the middle, he's got the 1st down. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line goes Waddle, carrying the football, and Ricky Elam coming up from the linebacker spot, bringing him down. But it's 1st and 10 to go now for the Tigers. They still lead 20-13. 5 minutes, 54 seconds remaining in the football game. 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line, let's call it, for the Tigers. Garcia running the team at the quarterback spot. Garcia takes the snap, gives to Jack Gaz. He's hit right on the line of scrimmage. He took it right from his right halfback spot, hurtled forward, but got to the line of scrimmage, and that was all as Pat Sawyer brought him down. We have 2 Sawyers on this team, Pat and Mike. Irishman, no doubt. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Tigers. Woodlake has now a 6-man line up there with two linebackers up real close. In motion goes Herndon. The handoff rather goes to Waddle, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. No gain on that play. Fletcher brought him down. Ray Fletcher and Sawyer teaming up to bring him down. So it's 3rd down with still 10 yards to go, and now McFarland has stiffened up their defense. 3rd and 10 to go for the Tigers. The ball still in Tiger territory on the 47-yard line. The Tigers lead 20-13. 4 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the football game. Dodd, it's split out at the right end spot. There's a jump pass over the center of the line. No good. A very fast jump pass over the center of the line that time, intended for number 72, I believe. It wasn't Dodd, he was out here. It was 72, and that is Louis Solano in there. So it's 4th down, 10 yards to go. Well, we've seen this Woodlake team gamble tonight. Although they're going into punt formation, you can't tell about them. They have sending back 2 safeties now, Largent and Bean. There's a kick now, a wobbly one going downfield near the 30. May go out of bounds on the far side. It's down just before going out of bounds by a Woodlake player and down on the 25-yard line. A very nice play that time by Brian Witten, who kicked that football. And actually, he got down there and downed that just before it went out of bounds. 1st and 10 to go now for McFarland. We'll spot this football on the 26-yard line. 3 minutes, 59 seconds remaining in the game. McFarland just about 74 yards away from pay dirt and the tie. There's the quarterback taking the ball this time. A big hole. There's a man going downfield. And that was Bean carrying the football up the middle on a big hole. And he moved it down to the 40, across the 40 to the 42-yard line. A nice trap play that time, and Bean found the hole. 1st and 10 to go. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. The Cougars have possession. They come out of their huddle. Beeson, the quarterback, calling the signals now, waiting for the snap from center. He gets it. He spins. He hands it off to Easton. Easton running to the end. Gets to the 45 to 50 and pulled down on the near sideline. Just across the 50-yard line went Eaton carrying the football. He was knocked out of bounds that time by number 31, Ken Tsukamoto of Woodlake. But he had crossed the 50-yard line down to the 48-yard line in Woodlake territory. 1st and 10 to go. 4 substitutions. Here goes Bowman into the quarterback spot now for McFarland. 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the football game. McFarland trailing by 7. They have really racked up 2 nice gains now. Bowman, the quarterback, on a double reverse, and a beautiful tackle that time. As the double reverse went to Moreland, and Dodd, crashing through there for Woodlake, brought him down for a loss back on the 45-yard line in McFarland territory. Well, there was a great defensive play by Dodd of Woodlake. 3rd down. Actually, we thought it was 1st. It wasn't. It was 3rd down. Now, and about 7 to go. A jump pass. Complete down to the 50. He's down to the 45-yard line. And he's brought down Jimmy Brown the end that time. Carrying the football down to the 40-yard line, 45 rather, where it is 1st and 10 to go. So that jump pass from the quarterback, Beeson, was good. Now Beeson comes out and Bowman goes in. 1st and 10 to go for McFarland. 40 yards away from the goal line. 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. They're not taking much time in that huddle now. Bowman, the quarterback, hands it off to Bean. Bean right up the middle, picks up a couple of yards, and that's all. Denny Bean carrying the football. He was hit by Lucas. And time out now called by McFarland. With the score, 20 for Woodlake, 13 for McFarland. 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the football game. A timeout called, and it's time in now for a message from Davis Propane.
Propane is something that's very important this time of the year. And in most cases, when something goes wrong, you want and need service right now. That's why you should get acquainted with Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers. With Davis Propane, you get fast service. Their trucks are radio dispatched, which saves a lot of wasted time running back and forth. It gets them to you right away. Davis Propane handles sales and service of all propane appliances. Stop by and take a look at some of the new propane appliances they have on hand, such as a day and night water heater, or for the outdoorsman, camping stoves with refillable propane tanks. The name for dependable sales and service in the Woodlake and Three Rivers area when it comes to propane is Davis Propane. Why don't you give them a call and have your equipment checked regularly, or just stop in and get acquainted. You'll be glad you did. Now remember, when trouble strikes, Davis can get there first with one of their radio dispatch trucks. Davis Propane in Woodlake and in Three Rivers.
You're listening to high school football, the Woodlake-McFarland broadcast. The play-by-play of the game played last evening in McFarland on KONG, AM and FM by Zillia.
All right, time is back in. Second down, 8 yards to go for the Cougars. Waiting for the snap from center. Beeson takes it. Beeson gives it this time to Bean, and Bean is, Eaton carrying the football, trapped right on the line of scrimmage. And in on the tackle that time, bringing him down, was Brian Whitten. So it's third down, still 8 yards to go. Woodlake really in there, trying to stop this drive. They'd like to get possession and hold on to that football. They lead by 7 points. 3rd and 8 to go for McFarland. The 43-yard line in Woodlake territory. There's Beeson going back, throws one over the middle. It's intercepted by a Woodlake player. Handkerchiefs all over the field. Number 23 has that football. That is Gowan. Gowan's going to go all the way. He gets a block, and he goes into the end zone standing up, but I don't think it will count. Let's see. Well, a nice run as he intercepted that pass on about his own 35-yard line. That was number 23 scooting downfield with that football, and we have him listed as Bill Gowan. But it goes for naught because the penalty markers were all over, and the penalty, of course, will be against Woodlake. Just a mere offside penalty against Woodlake. Correction on that, not an offside either. A 15-yard penalty. And there's a big break for McFarland. Moves the ball now deep into Woodlake territory. We're picking it out the 30-yard line, the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. And now McFarland has it on the 26-yard line in Woodlake territory. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in the football game. McFarland sends in at the quarterback spot, Bowman. They're on Woodlake's 26-yard line. Bowman calling signals. Bowman takes it. Bowman gives it to Bean. Bean up the middle. He picks up a couple of yards, and then he's pushed to the ground. As in there to bring him down was number 71, Rex Chisholm, and Bobby Garcia. Threw him backwards, but he had picked up 2 yards. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. They're moving close to that goal line. Not taking much time. 59 seconds remaining. Woodlake leads by 7. Beeman in there at the quarterback spot. Let's see if he goes to the air. He's calling the signals. Beeman takes it. Beeman's rolling out, and a beautiful save that time. A great defensive play as Beeman throws the football to the ground in disgust. As crashing through there to bring him down was Brian Whitten again of Woodlake. A big loss for McFarland. Takes the ball back to the 35-yard line, and McFarland calls timeout with 42 seconds remaining. And time now for a message from Jim's Richfield.
For the Thompson Car Care and Service, see Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake. At Jim's, you'll get complete car care service. And right now is a good time to stop by Jim's Richfield and let them check your cooling system for the oncoming winter months. And add Prestone Antifreeze to your cooling system to protect your car's engine from freezing. Also, with the rainy and icy weather, it would be a good idea while you're in there to let them check your brakes and make sure that they're in proper working order. Yes, Jim's Richfield Service at 200 North Valencia in Woodlake is the place to go for car care. And at Jim's, you can surround your family with tire safety with famous Goodyear tires and ensure electrical dependability with a Delco battery. Jim's also does expert lubrication on any make of car. Fast, efficient. For free pickup and delivery of your car, just call 564-2585. And watch for the grand opening of the all-new, larger station in the same location to serve you even better. That's Jim's Richfield Service in Woodlake.
Time back in. That may have been the deciding play of the game when Brian Whitten knifed through there and brought the Beeman down. Beeman still in the quarterback spot. He's going to try another pass. Going back, he's being chased, and he's going to trip. He's knocked down again for another loss. And he was hit again that time. And in there to hit him and bring him down was number 31 for Ronnie Waddle, crashing through. He's way back on the 46-yard line. 4th down. And at least 40 yards to go. Not 40, maybe 30, but it's plenty. Of course, they're not going to punt. They have about 30 yards to go. Now they have 2 quarterbacks in there. Bowman at the quarterback spot. Beeman in the halfback. The pitch to Beeman. Beeman laterals out to Bowman. Bowman is trapped and brought down, and the Woodlake Tigers will take over with 2 seconds remaining. Let's see. No, there's a penalty marker down. A penalty marker down. Let's see. It may be against Woodlake. If it does, there'll be time for another play. There's 22 players on the field. There's a penalty marker against Woodlake. 2 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. But I think McFarland will keep possession now. And it'll be a big penalty against Woodlake. Let's see, that's going to take the ball way down deep there. Time for one more play. Getting down close to that 20-yard line. They're finally going to spot it on the 22. We have to stand up. Everybody's standing up in front of us, so let's see if we can get up here to get this final play. As McFarland now, 2 seconds on the clock. If that's right, we don't know. The ball is deep in Woodlake territory on the 22-yard line as McFarland comes up to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback is Beeman. Beeman calling the signals. Beeman takes it. Beeman hands it to Bean. Bean throws another one out here. It's batted to the ground. A save that time. And the football game is over. And batting that football down for the Woodlake Tigers, as it was intended for the quarterback Beeman, was number 24, Richards, who batted the football down. And the Woodlake Tigers win it by a score of 20-13. And now, well, I'll say one thing. It's been a very exciting football game here. Actually, McFarland scored first, and they led 6-0. Woodlake came back and scored and converted. They led...
What's your name?
Ricky.
Ricky what?
Ricky Robinson.
Say, where do you go to school?
I did it wrong. And to Woodlake School.
Woodlake Elementary School. What grade are you in?
First grade.
Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Matters.
Now, little girl, what's your name?
Don't tell me. Her name is Diana.
How old is Diana?
4 years old.
So, you don't go to school if you're only 4, do you?
No, she doesn't go.
Now, what's this little red-headed fellow's name?
Ricky. No.
Ricky?
I'll tell you. Daddy, I'll tell you.
Hey, fella, come here. Come here.
Daddy, I'll say his name. His name is Ronald.
Ronald what? Ronald Dean?
Yeah. Ronald Dean Ronald.
Have you got some kitties?
Mama, I want to.
Say hi.
I want to say
Come here, please.
Diana, come talk to Mama. Come on. Come talk to Mama. Tell him your name.
Okay.
Diana. Say Diana.
How come?
Come on, talk. Talk.
Oh.
Say football. Say football.
My name is Ricky Robinson, and I go to school. 6 years old.
When's your birthday?
On the next week, or on the 21st of November.
How old will you be then on the 21st?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 years old.